right after we pause for these words. And what he had to say. And I'm referring, of course, to the man who has just walked out, Michael Hayes. And I do want to talk to Michael because he has had some profound changes in his life recently, and I think that all of you would do well to bear in mind what he has to say.
Gordon, a lot of people's wondered what's happened to Michael Hayes in the last 6 weeks. A lot of people's wondered what happened to the fabulous Freebirds, and maybe that would be a nice place to start. You know, I don't know if there's one significant thing. I don't know if there's one thing you could put your finger on. I still ain't quite sure I understand it. But nevertheless, I think something had to do with maybe the last match with the Andersons and the Omni. Ole Anderson sold me out flatter than a dog. And Terry, man, Terry and I have been down so many roads together. And we had, I mean, I couldn't go into the times we had together, man. I mean, you couldn't write a book about it. You couldn't make a movie about it. I mean, the times we got stuck on the mountain in the snow in Chattanooga in the blizzard, it goes on and on. 4 years, brother, side by side. And you walked right out on me. Now, when the ship was sinking, the captain went down with the ship. But Terry walked out on me. It blew my mind, Gordon Soley. I'm here to tell you it blew my mind. So I said, well, I'm going to pack my bags, and I'm going to go home, and I'm going to get my act together. And I went home, and I thought, well, I'm just going to be cool, and I'm going to lay out and see all my friends. I figured they're going to have a little bit of sympathy for Michael Hayes. Well, you know, I went to a good friend's house, Gordon Soley. Boy's name's Frumpy. You know, he got that long hair and a beard. That's why we call him Frumpy. And we were celebrating America's birthday on July 4th, and it started at 2, and it was on about midnight, and everybody was feeling just about right. And now, wait a minute, the boy come up to me, and he looked me straight in the eye, and this boy's like 5'10", and when somebody looks you in the eyes and they got something to say, they say it to you, you know what they're talking about. And he said to me, he said, no, we've been friends a long time. I've known you a long time, since you was just a kid. And he said, I know you've always been cocky, and I know you like to dress flashy and be fancy. He said, that's fine, because that's you. He said, but I think you forgot something that's very, very important. He said, you forgot where you came from. He said, you forgot that you started down here. And before you became big time, that you was right here with the rest of us. And he said, if you think for 1 minute that I am the only person that can relate to Freebird, he said, you're crazy, because there's a whole bunch of us right here at this party. He said, when you were up there, we felt like a part of us was up there. Just a little incentive that maybe the little man can make it big. And that blew me away. I had to leave the party. I said, I can't handle this. And the last thing, man, I was packing my bags leaving town. I said goodbye to my mother. Me and my old lady got in the car, and my little brother come out to me. He's 13 years old. 13 years old, Gordon Soley. Both me and him ain't never been raised by no daddy. We never had no daddy, and then don't get me wrong, I ain't complaining. My mama did a fine job. But I always wanted my brother to come up right. And I always thought that I gave him the right kind of advice. He come up to me, he said, you know, Michael, he said, you've been an inspiration to me. He said, I've always looked up to you because you made it. And he said, you've always told me what to do to make it. He said, but I got to tell you something. He said, you told me to go out and get what I want. He said, I can see you're sitting home right now, and you're telling everybody that you're happy and you're fine sitting on this beach, but it's a lie. Because you want to be right back up there in Atlanta, Georgia, doing your thing like you should. Now, he said, now, how am I supposed to go on if you won't practice what you preach? Well, let me tell you something, Roy. Let me send this special message out to my little brother, because right now he's in Sarasota. He's playing for the 13-year-old Pensacola All-Stars in the state championship. You get out there and you play your butt off, boy. You do whatever it takes to win. Because if you need somebody to follow, if you need somebody for guidance, you got him. That's me. That's right, that's me. Because, hey, well, let me tell you something. No, the kids have to have direction, man. If the kids don't have direction, where are they going to go? And I've done everything. I have done everything possible that a man could do, and I can't come out here and say that I didn't mean to do it. But I can say one thing. I can try to rectify what I have done. And as far as anybody's concerned, I got just as much right to be here as anybody. I got just as much right to be here. So let me put it plain, and let me put it sweet. Fantasia is alive and well, and it's back in Atlanta to raise some hell.
Well, there you have it. Obviously, quite a change of heart, quite a change of philosophy. And this young man, still very brash, but as I said...
Hey, I cannot express what it felt when my little brother came up and said that to me. I mean, hey, he ain't never had a daddy. If I don't set an example, who's going to do it?
And you mean the right example?
I'm going the right example. Now, you know the Freebird song. It said, Lord knows I can't change, but I can make things get right, Gordon Soley. I've made my mind up. And as you know, anytime Michael Hayes has ever promised something, no matter what it was, he delivered. And I'm promising you this.
Thank you so very much.
Steve, I think you and Tommy and Ted are to be commended.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun, too, Gordon. Thank you very much.
Okay, and Tommy, I want to take just a second to talk to you and congratulate you on something. You and Ted DiBiase, of course, in winning the Georgia Tag Team Championship.
Thank you very much, Gordon. You know, Ted couldn't be here today. He had previous engagements, and but I'm here, and it's good. Like I said, it's good to be in Georgia, and it's good to have these belts right here too.
Oh, just a minute, old boy, just a minute. You know, Gordon Soley, I feel so good, just like I knew I would when I received this letter right here from Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, I would like for you to take a good look at this right here, Tommy Rich. No, wait just a second. Wait just a second. No, well, I forgot you can't read anyway. Go ahead and read this to the man right here.
Yeah, what is it?
Well, it's a letter addressed to Mr. Paul Jones, Georgia Championship Wrestling. Dear Paul, Mr. Snuka and Mr. Gordy have filed a protest with the NWA concerning the defense of the Georgia Tag Team Championships on July 19th, 1981 in Atlanta, Georgia against Tommy Rich and Ted DiBiase. Based on the information supplied to us, 1, the official assigned by the NWA was injured during the contest and was unable to continue. Number 2, Mr. Mike Hayes then entered the ring, counted Mr. Snook and Mr. Gordy down and awarded the match and the Georgia championships to Mr. Rich and Mr. DiBiase. Did that happen?
Yeah.
Well, it did happen. All right. Mr. Jones, it is our decision that the protest filed by Mr. Snook and Mr. Gordy be upheld and that the Georgia Tag Team Championship be returned to them.
Yeah, that's right. Take a good look at it, boy, if you can read it there. Yeah, them belts right there is going to go around these ways where they belong, boy. Can you understand the letter? Take a good look at the letter, boy.
Now, who's out here crying the blues, Gordy? Who's crying the blues? You talk about how bad you are. Hey, but that's all right. That's fine and good. That's it. Okay. Yeah. Hey, but I want to tell you something, Gordy. It all ain't over yet,
boy,
brother. Yeah.
Why don't you just go on? You're not a champion no more. Everybody out there, you're looking at the champions right now. You know, just like it should be. Now, you know, you just read on that, Gordon Soley. Second of all, the thing it says right here that Michael Hayes interfered. You know, I would like to call Michael Hayes out here right now if he's got the guts to come out here and face me face to face. Yeah, we want Michael. Yeah, where's he at? Yeah. Yeah, that's it, brother. Yeah, he's just too tickled. Where's he at?
Well, I'll tell you what now, gentlemen. An interruption here, but Michael Hayes obviously heard that comment.
Yeah. Well, boy, I'm glad you had the guts enough to come out here. I really am. And you know, I would like to say a few words to you, Mr. Hayes. You know, we've been down a lot of roads together, boy. And you know, you made a big mistake by sticking your nose in my business. And I don't appreciate it at all. And you know, I'm sure you remember this right here, Mike. I'm sure you remember that. That is the cup that you gave my boy when he was born.
So what's the point?
What's the point? What do you mean, what's the point? Hey, I don't want to have nothing to do with you, and I don't want my family to have nothing to do with you, and especially my boy. So here, you just take this back, okay?
No, I gave that to Ray.
You do. Now here. Take it and give it to your old boy when he's born, okay? Because I don't want my boy to have no reminders of you. You understand that? Now, you wait a minute. Now, you wait a minute, man. Now, I ain't got nothing against your family or your son. I got that for him. I got that for him the day he was born, man. Now, that is immature. I tell you what, Terry, the only way we're going to get this settled is for me and you to get it on. Now, that is ridiculous, man.
Well,
look, that was a silver cup. Look, do you see how we had to look?
yeah. Well, I don't think there's much more to be said about that at this time. Individual approaching my area at this particular time.
Gordon Soley, do you hear all these geeks out here hollering, we want Michael, we want Michael? Nobody wants Michael. You know, Michael Hayes, I hope you're around somewhere listening, because I got something I got to tell you, and I want you to listen good. You know, boy, you forgot where you come from. You know, you forgot who took you down all them roads. And you forgot who took you up all them ladders. But you know something, Gordon? I heard Michael Hayes out here last week, and he had the nerve to issue me a challenge. Well, let me tell you something, Michael Hayes. Like I told you last week, boy, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. I don't want my family to have nothing to do with you. But let me tell you, Michael Hayes, I do have somebody that will have something to do with you. And he will take good care of you. Like I said, boy, I don't want to get my hands dirty on you. Because I know if I ever get a hold of you, Michael Hayes, I will get them dirty. And they'll be a dirty red, too. Because, boy, I would just like to mess your face up. But like I said, Gordon Soley, you know, I got a man here, and I paid him some good money. I paid him $1,000. Come in here, brother. This man right here is a top man all over the world. He's been in the Madison Square Gardens. And he took Bruno Sammartino to an hour when Bruno was the world's champion. So Michael Hayes, this man don't mind getting his hands dirty. And he's going to take care of you right here on Nationwide TV.